Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a look at the Cosmos blockchain. We're going to be taking a look and seeing what's going on here with this project, what is Cosmos, and give you our thoughts and opinions on this particular project. So if you do find it useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if by chance you're not yet subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. By subscribing you will be kept up to date with all of the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Okay, Chris, anything you want to add, or shall we jump on over to the desktop and just have a look at what Cosmos actually is?
Yeah, before we do, don't forget we've got the Cardano staking pool. I know it's a Cosmos video, but you may hold ADA also. So I love the pool, Nick. But yeah, if you're not delegating your ADA already, don't forget you can delegate it to the cheeky Cardano staking pool with the ticker Cheek. You can do this on the ADA Lite wallet, the Deadliest wallet, the Rory wallet, and the Atomic wallet as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'd love to have you there, delegating into our pool. We'd love to mint blocks with you, help the decentralization effort with Cardano. And if you are, already delegated to somewhere else and fancy a change, do check out the Cheeky Crypto pool under that ticker Cheek. And if by chance you're new to delegation and haven't done it yet, then do make your money work for you and check it out via one of those wallets. Right, let's jump on over, Chris, to the desktop and just take a look at Cosmos, what it is and what it's all about.
Yeah, let's get straight into it, Nick.
Fantastic. So Cosmos, so basically Cosmos calls itself the most customizable, scalable, powerful, and ultimately interoperable connected blockchain, right? So it's a fantastic I guess open concept of it. It's a decentralized network of independent blockchains powered by, so they call in basically a couple of algorithms. So there's Tendermint algorithm and the 𝗲𝗏 fault tolerant algorithm. Okay, and the 𝗲𝗏 fault tolerance that allows a blockchain to basically achieve consensus even in an environment that is potentially contains malicious nodes. So it's quite complicated, and we're not going to really talk about those in detail, but you can obviously do a lot more research, which we do recommend everyone does. But ultimately, yeah, there's a couple of fantastic algorithms here that really do encompass what Cosmos is all about. So the Cosmos network, has the potential to, become something absolutely massive, an internet of blockchains, in a similar way, I guess, Chris, that you can kind of see Polkadot becoming, right, with all of their various different parachains. So they call this the Cosmos Hub. Okay, that's Internet of Blockchains. And Cosmos is, the first blockchain to launch on the Cosmos network, and its task is, to basically link to other blockchains. And they call this thing zones in a network. So once these links are completed, tokens can be quickly and securely transferred from one zone to another, and the whole process is incredibly seamless, which is fantastic. So there's several things that are important to talk about here when it comes to Cosmos, right? Its scalability is fantastic, the usability is there, and the interoperability as well. So the Tendermint BFT fixes the scalability issues, the Cosmos SDK fixes the usability point of view, and the IBC protocol fixes the interoperability. And we'll go through a little bit of those as we kind of get through this video, I think, Chris.
Yeah,
because they're important to understand. So there are basically, three main parts to the Cosmos network: the Tendermint core, and the Tendermint core is a software implementation containing the Tendermint BFT algorithm for consensus and the inter-blockchain communication, or the IBC protocol. And basically these contain connections connects the consensus and the network layers to facilitate communications between the hubs, or the hub and the zones, right? So, and absolutely, think of that as the core of the network. Chris, do you want to talk about, the application blockchain interface?
Yeah, this basically allows for the replication of what they call dApps, Nick, in a variety of programming languages. So similar to what Cardano does with the programming languages, because ABCI is not constrained to any single programming language. Developers are able to create the application portion of their blockchain in any language. The 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘𝗧𝗏 acts as a connection between Tendermint core and the Cosmos SDK. So yes, it's really good, Nick.
Fantastic. And obviously, as you just mentioned there, the Cosmos SDK, this is the application layer, right? And it basically is a Cosmos network, right? And that application layer is vital for those dApps, and it provides developers with a basic blockchain framework. So very vital. And it basically, in a nutshell, makes it easier for developers to do what they need to do on the network, right? And it reduces the complexity by providing the most common blockchain functionalities, such as governance tokens and staking. And developers then can just add the desired features as needed. So an SDK on the Cosmos network is it's basically like a package deal that's kind of ready to go with just a bit of tweaking, and you're all set. So it's absolutely fantastic. So you couple an SDK with your 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗘 and your Tendermint core, and all of a sudden you've got something that really does stand out in the crowd. So when you take it all together, the Tendermint core provides the consensus on the Cosmos hub, while Zone blockchains maintain their own consensus without needing to use Tendermint. The Cosmos SDK provides the developers with all the means they need to build a blockchain and those decentralized apps, while only worrying really about the application layer. So they don't have to worry about the Tendermint core or any of the other application layers and stuff like that. So it's a fantastic thing to have. And with the addition of that 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 application state is managed in a separate consensus processor, which basically allows the Cosmos to support a wide variety of scripting languages and cryptocurrencies. And when you put it all together, it's absolutely it does a fantastic job, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it really does. And the blockchains connected to the Cosmos hub, as they put it, Nick, will be able to communicate to one another using the IBC protocol without regard for what consensus algorithm is used, which again I think is fantastic. This will allow the transfer of assets between blockchains while preserving any contractual features they may have. Again, fundamentally important, don't you think?
It absolutely is, right? And the IBC will work with with blockchains that have high finality, such as proof of stake blockchains, so something like Cardano, or there's a whole host of other, I guess, proof of stake blockchains now, because they are quite common, and it will work perfectly well with those. And basically it's also made to work with proof of work blockchains as well, right? So things like Bitcoin, etc., and they can use a peg zone. So really good. And examples, I guess, are 𝗕𝗓𝗏, which basically is a Tendermint based Ethereum with its POW, or proof of work features stripped out and working on top of a proof of stake consensus. So they've actually taken a lot of time to really break it down and make sure that all of the modules and things and the layers working together nicely. So really good stuff there. Like I said before, I'm not really going to get into explaining what the Tendermint algorithm is and how it works, etc., but do your own research on that, because it's well worth understanding it before you might want to get into this project. And we cannot stress enough, Chris, can we, that you have to do your own research.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Nick, one of the things that we do always look for is, what makes Cosmos different, I guess, or superior to other blockchains, and why would we choose to invest in this one? Don't know if it's worth covering that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what does make Cosmos maybe slightly better than something like Polkadot, right? So Cosmos is working to solve both scalability and usability limitations, and I think that goes for many other projects as well. And it's kind of one of those problems as a three-pronged approach to issues, right? Scalability and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think what they're going after here is sensible, and the way they're doing it seems to make a lot of sense. So yeah, basically the limitations of blockchain technology, and they're trying to address it. So scalability is obviously the key one when we think about Ethereum's and the scalability issue that Ethereum has been having. Scalability has been the greatest issue, right? And some of the world's largest blockchains over the past years. And I call out Ethereum because we've had that most recently, where its scalability has caused huge issues. And they haven't been able to implement, a solution that kind of allows them to scale, right? They obviously have the ETH 2.0, but we have to still wait a considerable amount of time for that one. So mainstream adoption is, slowing down because of it. But there are still some fantastic projects out there, including Cosmos, that are tackling this scalability issue, and they're doing it pretty well. So when usability is also considered, both developers and users are limited, right? Because if it's not easy to use, you're not going to have that adoption that we require. So developers lack flexibility when creating blockchain applications or dApps, and users have are limited basically by the ease of access of those dApps, okay, and those decentralized applications. So Cosmos ultimately is trying to solve that, right? By using Go programming languages and a multi-layer structure. So it's fantastic to see that they are trying to tackle some of these problems, but by no stretch of the imagination are Cosmos the only ones. Okay, so I think to say that Cosmos is superior, I'm not sure it is. I think there are some fantastic things here, and I'm sure that Cosmos is going to do incredibly well, Chris. But I wouldn't call it superior, not at this stage.
Super. Okay, and then like one of the other things that we look at is the team, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So Chris, do you want to talk about the team?
Yeah. So the one thing that stands out, and I'm not going to go over it too much, but we always take a good look at the team, and for me, the team has what I believe is the important sort of, I don't know, fundamentals and the right attitude and acumen to make a project successful. And we talk about this all the time, don't we, Nick? But for me, it's good when you've got technical people, that can get their hands dirty and sort of get into the granular detail. And I think this team, has got that in abundance.
Yeah, I mean, the CEO, for example, I'm going to call him Jay. I'm not officially sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I'm going to call him Jay. But basically, the CEO here and founder, both with Ethan, the co-founder, have both fantastic technical skills. In Jay here actually created the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 to save the world from the needlessly wasting electricity to secure distributed ledgers. So hats off to the guy for not only being the CEO and the co-founder of Cosmos, but also for having the skills to even create 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. So really, really fantastic. And Ethan's no exception either. He sees consensus algorithms as a 21st century means for promoting social cohesion. So ultimately, they're both very much forward-thinking individuals, and it's fantastic to have a team like that.
Yeah, the other thing to mention, Nick, is they've got a really good sizable following on social as well. So like your Twitter, your Telegram, and various other platforms. We're constantly being asked, cover Cosmos, what about Cosmos? Finally we're here, right? We're having a look at it and sort of walking through it with you guys. But yeah, that following's big, and I think that's really important when you look at projects, because it's all great having a great team and a great product, but if you haven't got the marketing skills, or you haven't got the people sort of on the social really sort of chatting about it, it's really difficult to get some of these projects off the ground, isn't it, Nick?
It really is. And I guess it's also important to talk about the ecosystem as well, because as you're saying about the marketing aspect of things and making getting out there and basically making people aware of your project and your ecosystem, Cosmos hasn't really had any problems really with getting new partners and people to build upon the system. So there's a huge number of projects already kind of developing with Cosmos technology, right? And on top of Cosmos technology and a part of the ecosystem, and it's fantastic. So just to name a few, Chris, we have, Binance Chain, obviously. We have IOV, which is creating a protocol between blockchains and wallets to make it possible to send and receive cryptocurrencies at a all single address of value, right? So something I guess similar to how something that maybe unstoppable domains work, like you have an email address or a single address so you can send multiple cryptocurrencies to. You even have 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, which is working, with the Cosmos network to provide wallets and exchanges and blockchains, basically that provide liquidity and interoperability of interledger technologies. And Loom is another. We have IRIS Net, e-money. There's huge numbers of fantastic projects that are currently here and doing very, very well. So yeah, I think the ecosystem isn't really going to be struggling with getting people to build upon the technology for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So the last thing that we probably want to talk about, Chris, which would be the token, right? The Atom token. So ultimately there was an ICO for the Atom token. I think that was back in April 2017, where I think approximately $17.3 million were raised in just 28 minutes. As they sold, I think it was 168 million tokens at around 9 cents or just under 10 cents. And the team also, withheld 50 million tokens for themselves to fund strategic partnerships and business developments, which is quite common practice. You would see a lot of that kind of stuff happening, where you do have to have a bit of a fund to continue further developments and incentivize partnerships. Love or hate it, that's usually how the business world works. So the Atom token has some unique, however, it's somewhat unique, I guess, to a degree. However, the actual tokens were not released until after the mainnet went live, right? So the ICO was April 2017, but no one actually received their tokens until it went live on, I believe, on like 14th of March 2019. So 2 days later, at the all-time high of $8.31, right? But it did drop very quickly from that level. Before jumping back up again. Okay, so lots of volatility in the early days for the token, and yeah, that doesn't generally bother me too much. Chris, does it bother you?
No, not when you're long term. You kind of feel over time with inflation and all that sort of stuff. It all tends to go in your favor, doesn't it, with these investments?
Yeah. Now the only thing that really is a bit of a problem for me, and the reason that I haven't really entertained investing in Cosmos, is that there is no cap to the number of Atom that will be released, as the team plans on increasing the number of Atom annually based on an inflationary model, which means that there's no scarcity to it, right? It will always just continue to have more and more tokens thrown out there every single year. So even though the Atom was only recently created, there are a number of wallets I think that you can choose to hold it. Which is fine. We have obviously the Ledger Hard wallet, which we use, but I do not have, and I don't think I will own any Cosmos. And there are several other mobile wallets as well that you can use. Those that might be interested in purchasing some Atom, obviously do your own research. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but you can find it on such exchanges like Kraken, Binance, and a few others as well, such as Gate.io and OKX. So yeah, definitely do your own research, and don't just buy anything, buy this particular project because we're doing a review. We do recommend doing your own research. For me, myself, I won't be investing in Atom because it doesn't tick all of the boxes for me personally. Chris, what's your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, for me, I think it's a good project. I don't see any problems with it. I think the tech is pretty good. The team is fantastic. Again, like you, the scarcity side of things is really important for me when making an investment. I want to be able to look at a project and feel that actually over time, there's going to be a real big need for this, and yeah, I guess having the total number known is always something that I look for in an investment. And I know I have got investments where it doesn't have that. However, there's always like a reason why, and that why is missing with this particular project. Now, I'm not bashing it. I think it's overall it's gonna do really well. It's just not one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you have found this video useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if by chance you're still new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.